Alright, so here we go once again. We are going to now go into another section of the transform tools, and this time it's going to be something like the scale and skew. Alright, and of course we're going to, as I mentioned before, if you happen to have lost that red ball, well, go back to the exercise files, 15.4, there it is right there. Well, I guess it's called circles 4. At any rate, we're going to go ahead and showcase how to skew an object, and then we're going to bring in a real life scenario here. So here's my red circle again, red ball, red circle, and I have them linked like I did in the previous exercise. And so this way now both objects will be skewed. Alright, very simple. I'm going to go to edit, transform, and there you see skew. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on skew, and as you can see, another set of handles appear. And when it comes to skewing, you're just kind of distorting the angle. In other words, instead of this being straight, okay, watch what happens. I'm going to move the cursor over, and you'll notice that the cursor changes. And beneath that, there is another smaller cursor that has arrows pointed on both directions. So let me go ahead and see, I'm moving it left and right. Let me go back a little bit. There it is. I'm moving it left, right, and going back to, well, supposedly that's where. And of course, notice that there's a little uh, a bunch of number. They see that number over there, so that kind of tells you where you're at. So I guess another little bit, and I am back to normal at 0. So 0 is back to normal. Kind of looks back to normal. Now I'm going to skew going up and down. Okay, I can skew there. There you have it. Okay, and I can do that again on the other side. Same old, same old. I can bring this down and then work on this side. So by now I've kind of twisted and turned things to a point where it's really kind of well, almost looks like a little bit like it's on a side of, for whatever reasons you want to use it. But for whatever reasons you want to use it, it's there available for you. So we're going to bring in a real life scenario here, but first let's bring this back to where it should be. And of course you got to commit to it before you continue to make changes. So I'm just going to go there. There it is right there. So let's go to File, Open, and we're going to open Scale and Skew. There it is. And this is the beautiful Utah landscape. And when you click on layers, you'll notice that I actually have 4 total layers with 3 beautiful scenarios of Utah. Now, if you've ever been to Utah, it is gorgeous. You will not forget it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the first image, and then the second image, and the third image. So let me go ahead and show you these images. Okay, there's all these beautiful sceneries of Utah. Absolutely breathtaking. There it is right there. So if you ever get a chance to go there, head on over and enjoy some great breathtaking views. Plan to take a lot of photography there. Alright, so let's go ahead and work on layer number 3. Now the background, let me go ahead and make all these disappear. As you can see, I'm clicking on the eyeballs here. That kind of hides it or shows it. Alrighty, so there's the background. Now notice you got 3, I guess you want to call those rock formations. Okay, these are going to act as sort of like stands for, I guess, sort of like the monitors of individual other rock formations that we're going to. Well, what do I mean by? Well, let's just show you. Let's do this one right here. Okay, so I'm going to have this layer 1, and I'm going to go ahead and skew this. So I'm going to go to Edit, and I'm going to skew it. Alrighty, so let's see what I can do here. I'm going to go here and kind of like make it look like it's an actual, well, let's see if I can do this. I'm going to try to make one end longer. There, look at that. So I'm just going to try to make one end longer than the other one as best I possibly can. There we go right there. So there you see. So notice the left side is taller than the right side. And in this case you might want to bring in the guide. If you click on the ruler over here, bring in the guide so you can kind of direct you a little bit. And I can tell already that this is going to be a little bit tough for me. So I'm going to bring this in even more, and there we go, right there. I think that's good right there. Well, maybe even more, and bring this down a little bit. There we go. Okay, so do the best you can. It's not rocket science. Let's go ahead and commit by pressing the return key. Now let's go ahead and bring in another image here. Alrighty, let's bring this up a little bit. Okay, and this time I'm just going to scale it. Okay, so let's bring it down, and I'm going to go ahead and edit, transform, scale. I'll press and hold the shift key. Okay, and I'm going to put it right above that rock formation. And for layer 1, I'm going to bring this up above that rock formation, and it looks like I'm going to have to scale it also. So selecting layer 1, I'm going to go to edit, transform, scale, and I'm going to scale it a little bit. There it is right there. And then I'm going to see if I can do a little better job with the skew. You're always adjusting. There it is right there. See if I can make it somewhat bigger. Yeah, good enough right there. Alright, so this one, the layer 2 one, I'm going to see if I can shrink that a little bit. So therefore, it kind of matches there, right over there, like it. I'll make it sort of like that works. Now let's go ahead and bring in the final image, which is hidden currently, and we'll unhide that. And this time I'm going to do the exact same thing, except on the opposite of layer 1. The right side is going to be bigger. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and skew it, bring this down a little bit, and I'm going to use the first one as sort of like a guide. There it is right there. And I'm going to bring this in a little bit more, and this in a little bit more. Okay, let's see if I can do this without hurting too much. There we go. And you can use this as a brochure or a poster or something like that. Kind of looks like almost like a 3-monitor computer or TV system. Totally beautiful area. There we go, right there. There we go. Kind of all comes together. So that's basically our little advertising. Go visit Utah and go play around with the skew feature of Photoshop. Alright, let's go on to the next one. We're going to talk about warping. Alright, see you then.